Beautiful tubers, how are y'all doing? Welcome in. This is excuse me, I'm already trying to clear my throat. Boy, you talk about the professionalism here on this end of the microphone. It never ends. I'm sure that they'll be taking recordings of me and into college classrooms and saying, hey, this is how you need to broadcast. But anyway, so this is a case. I know, true crime, real crime, whatever the stuff is. I'm not a drama channel, but this is a case that is fascinating to me. I'm not a law tuber. I'm just a uh, legally educated peon of the tubes. So I want to go over this because it's kind of shocking. I've not read the actual complaint. I've read the articles about it. It's Taylor Schabusiness. And if you want to know a quickie about it, uh, look up, just look her name up, and you'll be able to discover all that you need to know. So this is the criminal complaint in the state of Wisconsin, Circuit Court, Brown County. This is Green Bay, Wisconsin. Go Packs, right? Go Packers. Um, First degree. This is count one. The complaint is like Caleb Saunders, assistant DA, and they disposed that count one, first degree intentional homicide, repeater. The above defendant on about February 23rd of 2022 in the city of Green Bay did cause the death of the victim with intent to kill that person. And I'm going to skip over, like when I skip over things, I'm skipping over like you don't need to know where to look up the law in Wisconsin books. Trust me. If you want to, do it, but look that up on your own. Sentence for life imprisonment. And for, oops, hang on here. I need to change the way that page does. Let me see here. How do I do my view here? Let's do continuous scroll. Oh, there we are. Oh, look, it's bigger too now. For life imprisonment and further invoking the provisions because the defendant is a repeater, having been convicted of battery or threat to a judge, prosecutor, or law enforcement officer in Brown County, which convictions remain of record and unreversed. The maximum term of imprisonment for the underlying crime may be increased 6 years if the prior conviction was for a felony. So it's life plus 6 years right now. Mutilating a corpse. Now, this is this girl, Taylor Schabusiness. These are the counts against her. Remember these counts when we get into the facts. The facts are going to be put there to back up why the state is prosecuting her. The above named defendant did dismember a corpse with the intent to conceal a crime. Upon conviction, can be fined not more than $25,000 or imprisonment not more than 12 years, 6 months, or both. That seems kind of weak for mutilating a body. Let's see here. Under their law, this is under the conviction from the judge. Their remaining record reversed. The maximum term of imprisonment underlying crime may be increased. Okay, now we get to where this girl, Taylor, is being charged with third-degree sexual assault. Repeater. So the repeater is going to be just that same thing earlier. She's a repeat offender, not a repeat of the crime. The above named defendant, February 23rd in Green Bay, did have sexual intercourse with the victim without that person's consent. That's interesting. Upon conviction, it's more than $20,000, 10 years, or both. Complaint is a assistant DA of Brown County. So there's 3 counts here. Okay? Killed somebody, mutilated the corpse, and then raped them. Probable cause. The complainant, being duly sworn oath, swears that he has had the opportunity to review the police reports from officers at Green Bay police department, and other documents supporting this complaint referenced herein, which are types of reports and documents kept in ordinary course of business. Let's see here. It's presumed to be reliable as a citizen witness in this case. The complaint also bases the complaint upon the statements of Taylor Schabusiness, which were against her penal interest. Complaint further asserts that based upon his review of the reference reports and or supporting documents, the incident allegedly happened in Broward County. So what all that says is they're trying to establish jurisdiction. So you want to make sure that you're tried in the county where the crime happened, in the state where the crime happened, and somebody is testifying that you committed these crimes. Okay, so a police officer, especially on a felony, like remember on a misdemeanor, it has to happen in front of the police officer for you to be charged. But on a felony, it's why can't I think of that word? Proponents of the evidence. I don't have that word right. I'm so sorry, guys. That's what happens when you stream until 6 a.m. every night. One, your complaints review in the report of Officer Alex Wanish of the Green Bay Police Department also indicates that on February 23rd at 3:30 a.m. Wanish was dispatched to a residence that's located in Green Bay for a report of a severed head being found in a bucket in the basement. So that means at 3:30 a.m. somebody called 911 and said, "There's a severed head in my basement in a bucket." Upon arrival, Officer Wanish met with TP. And who is TP? TP is going to be it's the initials of the person. I think in this case, just from reading outside of this, is that TP is probably the victim's mother. Yeah, I told you guys this is deep. This is dark. To me, I'm going to put this flat out. First of all, I want to get this out of the way. Guys, please hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be following this. And you guys are going to be really interested in some of this stuff. There's a lot more details coming up. So yeah, please subscribe. And then the other thing is, y'all know that are my subs. You know I've got a pretty big faith, and this to me is very, very evil. It's very devilish. It's very occultish. So, I mean, it's sickening. Let me keep on reading. You guys will understand. And also, if you're not for the squirmish, go read. Get your news from a newspaper. This is going to be in graphic detail. And I'm going to try to narrate this so as to not make it not try to use as graphic of words as it takes, the correct lingo. I'm going to try and put some sparkles, some sprinkles on top of it. And I'm sorry. And before any naysayer says, "How dare you laugh at this? It's not a joke." You know what? You need to get a joke. Because I'm not laughing at this. This is this very serious and heinous event that exists everywhere. Okay, this is in your backyard. You just don't know about it yet. Let's see here. So Officer Wanish reports he went down to the basement. Once he reached the bottom of the stairs, he observed the plastic bucket on the floor. Wanish observed a shower beach towel over the bucket. Officer Wanish lifted the towel and observed a human head inside the bucket. The officer looked around the room and observed what appeared to be dried blood on a nearby mattress. The complaints review of the report indicates that on the 23rd, Officer Russell was asked to assist by going to the residence. Officer Russell gathered information that a person identified as Taylor Schabusiness was seen with the victim, maybe living at the Eastman Avenue address. Officer Russell also learned that that there was a van associated with Schabusiness. Officer Russell reviewed a prior photograph of Schabusiness. As officers inspected the van, Officer Russell saw Schabusiness emerge from the apartment building, and upon seeing officers, she stopped. Officer Russell could see that Schabusiness had what appeared to be dried blood on the front of her black hooded sweatshirt as well as her black sweatpants. Officer Russell later found Schabusiness' hands appeared to be smeared with blood as well. There's also what looked like dried blood on the back of her sweatshirt. Officer Russell asked Schabusiness if she knew why officers were here, and she stated something that sounded like, "Because of my warrant for my arrest." The complaint reviews the report of Detective Jenna Luberta of Green Bay indicates that Detective Luberta received additional information that TP told police officers that Schabusiness' van, which had been parked outside her address for a day or so, was gone. Patrol and other detectives were at the address on Eastman Avenue, uh, where the van Schabusiness had been using was parked and where Schabusiness had been taken into custody, and the van was later examined. Detective Roberta reports that in the rear passenger seat behind the driver's seat, there was a crock pot box. That, I can't get that out of my mind. I've read that in multiple reports. A crock pot box. You know what a crock pot is, right? A slow cooker. You go to Walmart, you go to Target, go in the appliance aisle, there they are. But I've never in a report and in subsequent reports seen detail always talking about a crock pot box. I mean, like, it'd be like saying, oh, it's an Amazon box. Or it was why not just say it was a cardboard box? I don't know why there's detail on the fact that it was a crock pot, and that I can't get that out of my mind. Like, I don't know. I need closure with that. Medical examiner Dr. Vincent Chicha went to the box, which was on top of a laundry basket of clothes, and located additional human body parts, including legs. Did you catch that? The complaints review report Detective Phil Shanlon indicates that Detective Shanlon summarized evidence obtained during a search warrant executed at the residence of City of Green Bay, where the victim was located. Detective Shanlon reports that during a search, a human head severed from the neck was located in a bucket in the basement near the stairs. The head was identified visually in comparison with a prior photograph of the victim and was confirmed to be the victim. According to Dr. Tranchita, there was visual evidence of strangulation observed. Also located in the same bucket was a male organ, along with body fluid and 2 knives. She cut his ween off, put it in a bucket, cut his head off, put it in a bucket. You see why I say this is demonic? Also located in the same bucket with male organ along with body fluid and 2 knives. Other body parts were found in the basement in other bags, including plastic shopping bags. You know, that's probably where she got her crock pot from. It's a Walmart bag or one of those great big Target bags, along with 3 knives, including a bread knife consistent with kitchen knives located in a storage tote. An upper torso was located. Okay, I don't even know what upper torso is. I know what torso is, but like upper torso, is there also lower torso somewhere in this? Had numerous rigid cuts at the site where the head was removed, consistent with the separated head. Also located in the tote was a carving knife, consistent with a kitchen knife, and several internal organs. Also located in the search was what appeared to be significant blood stain on an unsheeted top bed mattress. So she put him on a mattress and cut him up. Along with what appeared to be a site of previously cleaned up blood on a concrete surface next to and under a significant portion of the bed. evidence of drug use was observed. Don't do drugs, kids. In the open, on top of the entertainment center, including a glass pipe and a gem bag containing light-colored powdered material. Also observed was evidence of blood around the stand-up shower located in the unfinished portion of the basement, and what appeared to be numerous blood drops were visible in the concrete floor in front of the shower. What appeared to have been partially wiped or washed away. Detective Scanlon reports that during the search, he stayed in contact with Detective Graff and Kempf, who at the time were questioning Schabusiness. Detective Scanlon reports that based on Schabusiness' statements and officer observations at the scene, Detective Scanlon found the information Schabusiness was saying to be consistent with officer findings during the search of the basement. The plaintiff reviews the reports of Detective Graff. Detective Graff reports he met with the victim's mother, TP, so that was the victim's mother. TP stayed around 9:30 p.m. on Monday, so it was Wednesday at 3:30 a.m. was when the call came in. Taylor Schabusiness came and picked up the victim. TP stated that was the last time she saw her son alive. TP stated that her boyfriend told her that sometime Monday night into Tuesday, the 22nd, the victim and Schabusiness returned to the home and went into the basement. TP believed that Schabusiness and the victim were in the basement during the day on Tuesday. TP stated she did not go into the basement, but she did recall hearing Schabusiness talking at one point. TP stated she and her boyfriend were out of the house during the day on Tuesday. TP stated that there was a minivan parked on the road in front of the house during that time, and she was not sure if it was Schabusiness. TP stated that between 2:30 and 3 a.m. that morning, February 23rd, she was awoken by the storm door being slammed. TP stated that she heard a vehicle and she assumed it was Schabusiness. TP stated that she got out of bed and saw the light in the basement was still on. TP stated she went to see if the victim was still there because she thought Schabusiness had left. TP stated the basement did not TP went to the basement and did not see anyone. So she started to walk back up the stairs, and that's when she noticed a bucket next to the bottom of the stairs. TP stated she removed the blanket, this was over the bucket, and she discovered the head of her son. Detective Graff reports he was then informed that Taylor Schabusiness was located by patrol officers and brought to the station. Officer Russell informed Detective Graff that Schabusiness had a large amount of what he believed to be blood on her clothing. Detective Graff observed Schabusiness had a cut on her left thumb. Detective Graff also observed some scratches on her arms and hand that, according to Schabusiness, were self-inflicted. Detective Graff also knows that Schabusiness' hands a red substance stain that the detective believed to be blood. Graff spoke with Schabusiness after advising her of her rights. Detective Graff told Schabusiness that a few hours ago, officers were sent to a residence in Green Bay in which the head of the victim was found. Schabusiness' response was, "That's pretty effed up." I cleaned that up a little bit. It's the first time I've seen a word I could clean up. Graff asked Schabusiness if she knew the victim, and she said that she did. Detective Graff confirmed to Schabusiness that she lives on Eastman Avenue, and the van that was located there was her roommate's, ST's, whoever that is, van. Detective Graff confirmed to Schabusiness that she drove ST's van to Eastman Avenue earlier in the morning. Detective Graff asked where the rest of the victim's body was, and Schabusiness stated that it was still in the basement. Graff asked her to tell him what happened. Schabusiness' first comments to Graff were, "Well, that's a good question." So, ma'am, we found somebody close to you dead. Do you know what happened? Well, that's a good question. I mean, holy cow, guys! I watch a lot of internet, a lot of messed up stuff. I'm having a hard time right now separating this. Mm. Drink a little iced tea. I have chill bumps. Um, because she had blacked out during that time is why she said that was a good question. The detective asked Schabusiness if it was just her and the victim in the basement, and she said that it was, that nobody else had come down. Schabusiness said that she and the victim were smoking the bitch, which Detective Graff was able to clarify with Schabusiness that he believed she was referring to methamphetamine. Schabusiness stated the victim had a chain that he put around his neck. Schabusiness stated that they were getting to sexual intercourse. The strangulation was part of the sex act, according to Schabusiness. Schabusiness stated she and the victim had used strangulation during sex in the past. Graf asked Schabusiness questions about her using ST's minivan and asked if she and the victim had contact with anybody when they first got back to the house. Schabusiness then made a statement. Schabusiness then made the statement, "Damn the head, and I can't believe I left the head though," referring to the victim's head. Detective Graff then asked Schabusiness where the rest of the body was, and she said it was in the basement. Schabusiness responded that the police were going to have fun trying to find all the organs as she dismembered the body. She responded that the police were going to have fun trying to find all the organs. All the body parts should be in the basement, but not the organs. She said there should be a foot or leg in the minivan. Was she cannibalistic? I mean, is that a thing? Is it real? Photograph Schabusiness what she did with the head, and Schabusiness said she put it back uh, in a black bucket and put a blanket over it. Asked how Schabusiness dismembered the body, Schabusiness stated she used knives that she obtained from the kitchen of the residence. Oh, so his mother's knives, and that a bread knife worked best because of the serrated blade. I could go off topic here and talk about knife guys because knife guys like I like pocket knives. There's a big thing about serrated, it's awful. And I could go on to that, which is really where my mind is going. I'd like to just get lost right now and not talk about any more of this. But we are at page 5 of 6, so hold your books and let's finish this. Bread knife worked the best because of the serrated blade. Schabusiness stated the knives should be in a black bag along with the body parts in the basement. Schabusiness indicated that she would use whatever bag she found in the basement to place the body parts into. Schabusiness made the comment that at one point she did get paranoid and lazy, and that she thought it was the dope that was making her paranoid. Lazy. I love that part's in there. Schabusiness described she and the victim were in the basement and that the victim produced 2 chains, one for him and one for her. She described the chains at the time as being chain link and silver. She later described the chains as being like a dog choke collar. Schabusiness stated that she went crazy, referring to strangling the victim, At one point during the interview, Schabusiness stated she could feel the victim's heart beating still as she was choking him, so she kept pulling and choking him harder. But the victim would not die, and he just kept rebuilding into muscle. Detective Graff asked that at that point, did she know the victim was not alive? At what point did she know that the victim was not alive anymore? Schabusiness stated that the victim's face turned purple. Blood was coming out of his mouth, but she did not stop. So, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. Dude, I'm out, man. I just. Detective Graff asked what she did after the victim succumbed to this, and Schabusiness stated that she then played with his body. She sucked the victim's ween, and she had a rubber phallic that she put in the victim's mouth. And then she put it, this is a quote, in the victim's ass. The dude's dead at this point. She said he was choking on blood earlier. So she puts this thing in his mouth. Detective Graff asked Schabusiness if, when she was choking the victim, if he tried to fight back at all. And she stated that he did. This chick, I mean, she's 5'2", 120 pounds. Where does she get this strength? The devil. Schabusiness stated that she and a friend picked up the victim. She and a friend picked the victim as he minivan after picking up the drugs. And the three went to the Eastern Avenue apartment. Schabusiness stated she, her friend, and the victim smoked marijuana. Don't do drugs. And she and the victim smoked some methamphetamine. Don't do drugs. Schabusiness' friend left. Schabusiness reported that she then shot up herself and the victim with trazodone. Don't do drugs. Schabusiness stated she and the victim left her apartment on Eastern Avenue and drove to the victim's mom's house in ST's van. They went to the basement. Schabusiness stated the victim's mother's boyfriend let her and the victim into the house. Schabusiness stated that it was about 5 minutes after they arrived that the victim pulled out the chains. Schabusiness stated she then began to choke the victim, and she described it as the victim lying face down on the bed and her on top of him, pulling on the end of the chain. The victim coughed up blood, and she was just waiting for him to die while she was watching his face. Schabusiness made the comment that she was already this far, so she just kept on, referring to the choking of the victim. She didn't stop. She knew what was going on. She was hungry. Schabusiness said in a lower tone of voice, "Whoa, I've never seen something like that in a police report." Schabusiness said in a lower tone of voice, "Yeah, I liked it." Imagine that. I'm telling you guys. So what you want to say, but holy water would make this girl's skin burn. Graff believed her to be referring to when she was choking the victim. Schabusiness stated she thought it took 3 to 5 minutes for the victim to succumb. Detective Kemp clarified with Schabusiness that when the victim began to cough up blood, that she did keep on choking the victim because she wanted to see what happens. Schabusiness made comments that she blacked out while choking him, and that she woke up and the victim was already purple, so she kept on going. She was possessed. She made comments to detectives asking if they knew what it was like to love something so much that you kill it. Schabusiness stated that she played with the victim's body for like 2 to 3 hours. which included his wing and putting it around business. She was in the basement of the victim all during the day of Tuesday and Tuesday night to Wednesday morning, and then dismembered the victim's body. Schabusiness stated the plan was for her to bring all the body parts with her, but she got lazy and only ended up putting a leg and foot in the van and forgot the head. How's that go? I forget my wallet all the time. Driving, I'm like, oh crap, I forgot my wallet. I gotta go back home and get it. She drive home. By the way, she's on meth and driving. She's blacked out. She's driving. And she's like driving home. She's like, oh, I forgot the head. I'm just too lazy to go back and get it. Schabusiness made comments that she did not mean to kill him, but she was choking him and liked it. To keep going, she made the comment that she did not prepare as killing the victim was random. She stated that she had the victim's body on the bed in the basement, and she pulled him to the edge of the bed and put the black bucket underneath his head as she was cutting it off. Schabusiness also talked about using a bucket and a tote to catch the blood, and she would use the shower in the basement to dump out the bucket. She was asked if she thought it was the right thing to do, and Schabusiness' comment was that she did it anyway, referring to killing him. All right, your complaints review records. The records are presumed truthful and reliable. So, there you go. Signed by the district attorney. The last sentence of this: Schabusiness was asked if she thought it was the right thing to do, and the comment was that she did it anyway. I mean, I can't imagine writing this report. And there's so much missing from this. There's so much in this that's not in. There's so much in the police investigation, in the court documents. This is just a complaint. This is just to get it into court. Guys, leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notification. Oh, like it too. Put this in the algorithm. And I'll keep up with this. She went to court and pled not guilty. So we're going to her trial date is like October 22nd or something. So we'll be following up with this. What do you guys think? Come in and tell me about it. But guys, I mean it when I say cover your six. Evil's everywhere. So thanks for putting up with me. Love you guys. Be good to somebody. Be good to yourself. And may God be with you.